Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we will discuss about D and F black elements. So while discussing about these D and F black elements, you must keep your periodic table in front of you. When you keep the periodic table or you have the clear idea about the periodic table, this one is somewhat easy to learn. Without that, it becomes somewhat difficult to keep the periodic table. Otherwise, look at here. I am not drawing the full thing due to the time factor. So look at here. This D black element is divided into four series of elements: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, 6D series elements, and it contains 10 groups: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 groups. So these are volatile metals. Zinc, cadmium, mercury are volatile metals. These are coinage metals. Coinage metals. These are transitional pairs. Transitional pairs. These are the transitional pairs. These D black elements, some of the D black elements have peculiar electronic configurations known as abnormal electronic configuration. In 3D series elements, chromium, copper shows abnormal electronic configurations. Generally, so you know the chromium copper electronic configuration. Chromium electronic configuration is 3D5 4s1. Copper electronic configuration is 3D10 4s1. The elements which are present in chromium group, chromium, molybdenum, and here wolfram is present. Chromium and molybdenum have abnormal electronic configurations. So this is the electronic configuration of molybdenum. So molybdenum 4D5 5s1. Simply remember the series number. Molybdenum belongs to 4D series. So it is 4D5 5s1 like chromium. Okay? Simply remember the series 4D5. This is 3D series. The chromium is 3D series. So 3D5 4s1. The molybdenum is 4D series, hence 4D5 5s1. Similarly, copper group elements, copper, silver, gold also shows the abnormal electronic configurations. Copper configuration is 3D10 4s1. Silver electronic configuration is 4D10 5s1. Gold electronic configuration is 5D10 6s1. Look at the electronic configuration. All have the same general electronic configurations. 3D10 4s1, 4D10 5s1, 5D10 6s1. Next, look at the palladium and platinum. Palladium and platinum. These two things also shows the abnormal electronic configuration. Palladium electronic configuration is 4D10 5s0. Okay, so it belongs to nickel group. What is the nickel electronic configuration? What is the nickel nickel electronic configuration? It is 3D8 4s2. Look at the palladium. What if you have to write the palladium electronic configuration, then it must be 4D8 5s2. This is the expected electronic configuration of palladium. But what happens in case of palladium, all these two electrons comes into 4D series. So this one become 4D10. So that palladium become more stable, half filled and completely filled. Half filled and completely filled. Orbitals are more stable, hence palladium become more stable. Similarly, look at the platinum. Platinum also belongs to this same series, same group. So it must have the electronic configuration like this. So which series? This is 5D series. So 5D8, 6s2. Platinum have three electronic configurations. One is 5D5, 6s2. Okay, 5D5, 6s2. And the other one is this one. Only one electron will jump into d orbital. You shift one electron. So this become 5d9, 6s1. Again, the most popular electronic configuration is 5d10, 6s0. Means the two electron jumps into the 5d orbitals. So two electron when jumps into 5d orbital, it becomes 5d10, 6s0. So this is the electronic configuration of platinum. Okay. So these are the abnormal electronic configuration. You must remember the abnormal electronic configuration. When you know the periodic table clearly, then it is not a very difficult thing to remember this abnormal electronic configuration. Next, look at some of the properties of d block elements. D block, due to small atomic size, high nuclear charge, and presence of large number of unpaired electrons, these D block elements exhibit number of properties. Due to small size, high nuclear charge, and presence of large number of unpaired electrons, these D block elements exhibit number of properties. Look at those properties. These D block elements exhibit colors. Shows magnetic properties. Forms complexes. Forms alloys. It shows variable oxidation states. All these are the properties. All these are the properties of D block elements. All these properties are due to this property: small atomic size, high nuclear charge, presence of large number of unpaired electrons, and energy difference between, this is delta energy difference between Ns and n minus 1 d orbitals is very less. Energy difference between Ns and n minus 1 d orbitals are very less. Due to those factors, these D block elements exhibit number of properties. First, we will look at some of the properties, some of the general properties of these D block elements. After that, we will discuss about these properties. First, look at the melting points and boiling points. First, look at all these D block elements are somewhat hard metals. All the D block elements are somewhat hard metals when compared with S block elements. As the number of unpaired electrons increases, as the number of unpaired electrons increases, metallic bond strength increases, metallic character also increases. Melting points increases, boiling points also increases. Okay? As number of unpaired electrons increases, MP increases, BP increases, metallic nature increases. Okay? So, in look at from here, its configuration D1 means one unpaired electron, D2 two unpaired electron, D3, D4, like D5. How many unpaired electrons are there in manganese? In manganese, d orbital contains 5 unpaired electrons. In chromium, d orbital contains how many unpaired electrons? 5 unpaired electrons. So what happens? Number of unpaired electrons increases. So up to here, the number of unpaired electrons increasing. Up to here, the number of unpaired electrons increasing. So as the number of unpaired electrons increases, what happens to melting points increases. So this is scandium. While we are moving towards the chromium, melting points, boiling points, all increases up to this point. Then manganese also have same melting and boiling points. So manganese also have same unpaired electron. So what you are expecting, if chromium melting point is this one, manganese also have the same melting point. Is it or not? Yes. But manganese melting point is less than chromium, even though it contains the same number of unpaired electrons. It is because of its peculiar shape, peculiar crystal arrangement. Manganese melting boiling points are low because of its peculiar crystal structure. After that, this iron contains 4 unpaired electrons, this one 3, this one 2, and this one 0 unpaired electrons. Okay, in S orbital you have one unpaired electron, but in D, look at it in D, it does not have unpaired electrons. So what happens? 4 unpaired electrons means again it has the same melting point. Again 3 unpaired electrons. Again like that, melting point, boiling point increases. If you observe the zinc melting point is normally low due to its all paired electrons. Zinc melting point is abnormally low due to its all paired electrons. So this is about the melting point. So the same trend also can be visualized in case of melting points, boiling points, and metallic character. Sorry, melting points and boiling points. Now look at the atomic size. What happens to the atomic size while you are moving from top to bottom in a group? Atomic size increases. This atomic size increase in d Broglie elements from top to bottom is observed in third wave group elements. You can see the increase in atomic size from top to bottom in third wave group elements. From 4th B onwards, while you are moving from top to bottom, from titanium to zirconium atomic size increases. After that, atomic size of this hafnium and zirconium are nearly equal, and that is due to lanthanide contraction. Again, rutherfordium and hafnium size also nearly same. Okay. So first we discuss about the group. In case of a group, third B group, In third B group, atomic size increases from scandium to, in third B group, atomic size increases from scandium to actinium. After that, from titanium to zirconium, atomic size increases. After that, from zirconium to hafnium and hafnium to rutherfordium, atomic sizes are nearly same due to lanthanide and actinide contractions. Now look at what happens to the atomic size while you are moving from left to right in periods. While you are moving from left to right in periods, atomic size decreases. But decrease in atomic size, in case of d black elements from left to right is not that much what we are observed in case of S black elements and D black elements. That decrease in atomic size in D black elements is very less. Decrease in atomic size from left to right in periods is very less. Atomic size decreases from scandium to iron. After that, slowly atomic size increases. Here from chromium, from copper to zinc, atomic size slightly increases. Again, when you move towards the zinc, atomic size again increases. So somewhat increases. So when you compare the atomic size of scandium and zinc, they are nearly same. Means atomic size variation from left to right is not much in case of D black elements. So this is about the atomic size. Then what happens to the ionization potentials? In case of groups, in third B group, what happening? Atomic size increases. When atomic size increases, ionization potential decreases as usual. From fourth period onwards, while you are moving to titanium to zirconium, atomic size increases, Ip decreases. After that, from zirconium to hafnium, atomic sizes are nearly equal due to lanthanide contraction. When the lanthanide contraction is observed, their atomic sizes, and when lanthanide contraction is observed, ionization potential slightly increases, not decreases. From zirconium to hafnium, ionization potential increases, they are not decreases. Okay, the same trend also can be observed in 4D series elements and 5D series elements. What about the ionization potentials and in periods? As usual thing occurs, half-filled and completely filled orbitals are more stable, hence they have more ionization potentials when compared with the next ones. And the next topic is oxidation states. Next topic is oxidation states. These D block elements exhibit number of oxidation states. D block elements exhibit number of oxidation states known as variable oxidation states. Why these D black elements exhibit variable oxidation state? In case of D blocks, the energy difference between ns orbitals and n-1 d orbitals is very less. The energy difference between ns orbitals and n-1 d orbitals are very less. Hence, during bond formation, along with this ns orbitals, n-1 d orbitals also participated. Hence, number of oxidation states are shown by this D black elements. 3D series, not D block elements, common oxidation state is +2. D black elements common oxidation state is +2. Second B group elements means zinc, cadmium, mercury, especially zinc, shows only +2 oxidation state. Copper, silver, gold, mercury, copper, silver, gold, mercury, molybdenum, wolfram, chromium, all these elements exhibit +1 oxidation state also. Look at where these elements are present in periodic table. Copper, outer electronic configuration is Ns1, so it shows +1 oxidation state, copper, silver, gold. Mercury, molybdenum, chromium. All these elements shows +1 oxidation states. In 3D series elements, highest oxidation state is exhibited by manganese. In periodic table, highest oxidation state is exhibited by osmium. In periodic table, highest oxidation state is exhibited by osmium. And ruthenium also. But this ruthenium, osmium highest oxidation, first we look at the osmium highest oxidation state is +8. And that +8 oxidation state of oxygen is observed in OSO4. Ruthenium also shows highest +8 oxidation state, but its +8 oxidation state is somewhat unstable. Ruthenium +8 oxidation state is somewhat unstable, but osmium +8 oxidation state is stable. So these are the oxidation states of different elements. So this is the main topic of this oxidation. Now look at the densities. What refers to the density? In periodic table, highest density element is iridium. Highest density element is iridium. After that, highest density is wolfram. So, okay, students. For today, this class is over. We will meet on next day. Thank you.